Kobe or LeBron?
LeBron James.
Same? Or my
oh, yeah. Just, it's easy.
Do I answer the same or my number?
Same question.
You don't want that one? I'll let you choose another one.
You could choose another
That's
one.
your number, not my number.
No, because I want that connect for the Nigerian embassy. Let me not upset. Let me not upset. I don't know.
Okay, maybe our
King
answer
James.
is any answers
All
my number.
day,
All right, cool,
every
let's do
day.
it. So, Kobe for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant.
Another number? I'll let you choose a number this time.
Yeah, let me choose before you lose that connect. 24 for me, brother.
Is it recorded?
Yeah.
No, I'm blessed.
Oh, yeah, we just cut that out.
On a lighter note, though, I was part of a festival, Fresh Island.
It's not a lighter note.
Oh,
It is a lighter note. It is a
that
lighter
one
note.
in Ukraine or something?
Croatia.
Croatia.
Yeah. So usually, typically, because I wanted to ask the process of how you started, like the first Live Nation and obviously the rest of them. So what they would do is, the festival is usually in July. So September, October, we have the conversations. By January, they would fly over during Christmas, January. They'll fly over. We have meetings and we talk about. We used to suggest like what acts they should book and stuff like that. And then usually the festival lineup will go out by Jan. There was 1 year, the Afro Nation year. I said, They dropped their lineup. I said, Fresh Island is finished. And this is out of respect.
I think you guys had an Afrobeats artist on it. You had one.
I can't remember.
There was one on there. There was one on there.
I can't remember. I need to get the flyer up.
Yeah,
but there was
there was
one.
one.
The lineup you lot dropped, I said, Because now I have to work to push people to go Croatia. These times, my heart's telling me I want to go Portugal. You know what I'm saying? So I said to my business partner, I said, bro, like, you know that this is annoying me right now. Like, we're pushing, we're Instagramming, all of that. Fresh Island. And everyone's like, bruv, do you not see Afro Nation? What are you promoting? And to the point where we're telling people, all right, cool, do a week and they come back and do a week. It's just...
And that's like, I remembered it, because it was literally, because the times were so close, it was like, there's no one that's going to do this, go home, then go there. They're just going to go Afro Nation. There's never going to be, we're going to do this and do the other.
We ended up going Fresh Island, innit?
Yep.
Then we came back, and then...
Because we were supposed to go
Afro Nation as well, but then imagine...
But we only had a booking there, so we had to go Croatia. We had a booking to do
to
that
an event.
show.
But we've come back, I've messaged Marv, I said, Marv, last minute, do you want to go? We're looking at, remember we were looking at flight tickets, it was free bills.
Listen,
Crazy.
What is it? But
the way we were scrambling for Afro Nation.
we were scrambling last minute, you know?
The thing is, everyone was like, you got Afro Nation, we're like...
A minute Orange.
No, it wasn't even Orange, we're like, because we were booked for Fresh Island, we're like, do you know, we've been booked for a festival anyway.
think Theory hit us up even before.
So there's no, we're like, there's no point, man, like, as in, let's just firm...
No, we had a booking already, so that's why it was like...
No, that's what I'm saying, we had a booking, so we're like,
Day 2 of Afro Nation.
Listen,
we had everybody try to fly or even drive down to Portugal.
Listen, day one...
People wanted to come by sea.
Listen, day one, I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at stories. Every girl's there. I said, hold on. I'm scrolling, I said... I put in the girl, hey, you man.
Who's on it?
No, that's literally...
I'm looking at flights for 15 grand.
I think my
No
followers
hotels.
went up by 50K.
Also, obviously, so at the time I have my daughter every other weekend. The Afro Nation weekend was that weekend. I phoned Marv, I said, you know what, I might fly my mum and my daughter out, you know? Let them chill in the hotel.
No, you know when I knew Afro Nation was booming? When I heard people sleeping at the beach. Do you remember we were hearing stories of people sleeping at the beach?
But it was the numbers,
We
though.
had
Do you know the funny
90%
thing?
women.
Yeah, and the first Afro Nation, the first night was headlined by Burna Boy. It became the #1 trending topic in the whole world. That weekend, his album went from not in the top
It was
20
the first
into
performance from
the
his
top
album
20 in
then.
the UK. That night, morning after, his uncle messaged me and said, look at this.
And that made a
Burna
big
Boy
difference to
killed
his
everything.
career, everybody.
So when people saw that night, everybody, the next morning, I was there on the first night, but I missed the welcome party. So I was looking at his stories, a welcome party, thinking, I missed the whole festival.
No, I
bro.
said, no, it's just a welcome party.
He's warming up.
Calm down. Even the second one, like the one that just went, Remember, we were going to go to that one as well. Something came up.
He told me he wanted to come.
No, he didn't go.
He didn't. He was telling me he was going to come.
Is it the one where we were going to go to that and Rolling Loud?
Yeah.
So with that one, we had tickets.
We booked both.
So we had bookings for literally both of them. So we were going to go Afro Nation, then Rolling. I'm not sure what order they were in, but I think Afro Nation was first,
and
then Rolling Loud, because we were supposed to do both of those, and then something happened and we couldn't go to that. But literally every single time there was always something. With that one, we're gonna go Afro Nation. Hang out a little bit because there was a gap in between.
I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the one that just went.
It was the same. Yeah. The one that just went in Portugal. Rolling Loud was a week after.
Yeah, but that's the one I'm talking about. Eddie said, "What are you coming?" I was like,
"Oh, that must have been here."
I said, Eddie, Tazer, what are you doing? I said, Eddie, I don't know. The next one, I'm there already. I'm there already. This year, I'm there. I missed 2 in a row.
Bro, that's not fair.
Yeah, that's the one. It's the same one.
Ghana.
Conan called me, yeah?
Conan.
And he said, like, and he's not saying this in a bad way.
Yeah.
He's like, there's so many people here that I don't know. Like, I don't feel like Conan. But I'm having such a great time.
He's like Conan was there. That was the first time I met him. That was the first time I saw Conan. Almost like he's like a manager level. He was caring about other people. He wanted to make sure other people were cool. But he would just stay by the stage and just be chill. I'd be like, Conan was. So everybody was greeting him with the greatness, like, hey, Conan, what's happening, my brother? And he's like,
He's just chilling. He said he was just sitting, cut through the crowd. It was calm. No one was bothering him.
That festival is a festival of pride for everyone. I'm not even going to take credits for it. I want everybody to take credits for it. Honestly.
Don't worry, we'll all take credit. I'm coming next year. We'll all take credit for it.
But you know what? You know, people don't understand. You know, we also need to look at it from the event side of things, because that's, I think, something that people don't understand. How difficult it is to put something of that magnitude.
Must be madness.
I'll give you a small story so you remember this. Where I was working on a Ford podcast thingy started going up. We're looking at doing a podcast event. You know what I mean? A massive podcast event. So this is just before the pandemic, before everything went. So even speaking to investors, speaking to different people wanting to get in, speaking to this, bringing together. People that want to sponsor it, sponsors and this. People see, when people come, they come to Afro Nation, it's put together, it's Afro Nation, but people don't understand everything that happens behind the scenes.
That was exactly what I was going to say. It all boils down to partnerships. It all boils down to relationships and having a good team.
And those aren't even easy, and people don't know that's not easy.
Like, everybody that is involved in Afro Nation,
they give their lives, man.
Everything. They're so passionate about it, and I'm talking about from stage, to
I'll give you the
hosting,
biggest
to
advice.
Everybody
the biggest example
in putting this show together.
Smade, in December, in Afro Nation December, this one just gone. So there's Afro Nation, then they have like a massive stage where there's Amapiano. It's called the Piano People stage. So the Piano People stage was like the welcome party for Afro Nation. And I just went there like 12. Middle of the night, the place was packed. Thousands of people there already. And I'm looking at the bar. And trust me, I'm saying the heads of Afro Nation, like the big bosses, bar
the directors,
bar this man, was on the bar selling drinks. You know why? Because the bartenders in Ghana were overwhelmed. And they're dealing with our people from London, America, like, oh, give me my drink now. So they were by the bar. The directors pulled their sleeves up. The security team, everybody was following. People started selling drinks. And I looked at, and when I went straight there, I went to one of the directors and said, boss, the guy's like, listen.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
You gotta do it, man.
Because as somebody that's running a business, bro, if you don't, who will?
Facts.
And if you don't think of your business in that way, your business fails. Because you have to think to yourself, if you do not, who will? And at the restaurant, bro, do you know how many times we're in there cleaning toilets? In the restaurant, cleaning toilets, bro, surfing, behind the bar, the waiter, you know what I mean? The person washing dishes when you have no kitchen porter, stuff like that, you know what I mean? In your business. If you come into your business and there's a gap somewhere,
you gotta fill it.
If you are not willing to fill it, your business will fail.
Well, that's at Royal Albert Hall. Man came off the stage at Royal Albert Hall after party. Man was on the door. to run down. I got the bus down the road, jumped on the bus.
They were
I'm
cooking me.
on the door.
All I was saying, we ain't had to do all of that. But you know what I mean? Hey, if you ain't listen to me, I'm saying you did do it. I'm just saying we ain't have to do that. If we had given everyone wristbands like I suggested, we wouldn't have had to do that.
How you gonna give everyone wristbands? How?
Remember, not everyone. Remember, Tazer, don't do that. Tazer, don't do that.
No, I'm saying,
you know.
I hear you, but when we got there,
Legitimately, how are you gonna give everyone wristbands?
no, that's what I'm saying.
Not everyone. It was our idea. Don't say it was mine. Me and Tazer were like, let's give all of our people wristbands.
The idea made sense, but when we got there, it wasn't Marv's fault. Remember, they didn't put the barrier. That was what killed it. So you know when you get a bottleneck situation outside of a venue, our people
terrible.
Line up in a straight line. It was like, no.
Everyone's
at the door. So Marv's like, yo, I can't let you. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Their security was the worst as well, so that didn't help. Their security was the worst. And you know when security makes a bad situation worse. So we're like, cool, yes, we understand. There's a lot of people, whatever. But they are, and you know when you get to a point where now when security are angry. Yeah. Now they don't want to let people in. So where you're like, if we could be letting people in every XYZ amount of time, they're not having it no more because they're angry now and they want to teach everyone a lesson. And in teaching everyone a lesson, you're making the situation worse. The queue's getting longer. There's more people. People are getting aggravated, whatever. So now, so that didn't help.
And the girls weren't strong enough either. So the problem with that was girls that were lining up, guys were just literally pushing in front of them. So it was just, it got to a point where.
So now you need to bring girls in.
A man came to the door. I mean, a guy's gone in, came back and said, yo.
There are no girls
any
inside.
girls in there? What was that?
They're all outside.
I'm like, what? Because they're all outside because all the guys have pushed to the front.
I told him when I first went to you guys' live event, I think it was at Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, before Afro Nation, the first ever place that I've seen that many black women.
Sorry, come on, man.
Listen,
drinks
I told him, I said, rude boy.
Brother, give it a round of applause.
I'm going to make sure I get
you have to come.
tickets to the next one.
No,
come on.
When is the next one?
It's crazy now.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Shepherd's Bush Empire.
I'd love to experience it.
Yeah, come on, 100%.
It's such a
Because what you guys
vibe,
are
man.
doing is different. How can you put a podcast on the stage?
Bro.
That's amazing.
And I feel like Shepherd's Bush Empire, we were up there.
Do you know the maddest thing is? The maddest thing is,
It's crazy.
The weirdest thing is the conversation that we've had today is there's kind of mirrors with us because you saw something that people didn't see. Do you know what I'm saying? And even with us lot, we saw something that people didn't see. And the thing is, there's different elements. So the same way Shopsy said things to you that made you keep going. For example, the same way that like Keith had an idea and he would have gone with that. The same way
and it worked.
we done those live shows on a Sunday. And Taze was like, let's do it on a Sunday. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well done.
So it's kind of like all together. Like, and now, same way with Afrobeat, you see people doing live shows now, and even me and Taze had the conversation. They don't know why they're doing it on a Sunday. But we started live shows on a Sunday.
Most people just pick that day.
We were the first ones to do a live show on a Sunday.
It's crazy,
But
man.
people weren't doing live shows on a Sunday. So
And that came off him doing his event on a Sunday, and he realized Sunday was a great day. So from that, it's come.
After Sunday, where do we go? We go to Cocoa Bar. Come on. That's where we're going.
The experience at Shepherd's Bush for me, I told everybody. Like, even when we were going to Ghana to December and you guys had at HMV Apollo, I hit him up. I'm like, bro, why are you guys doing it like this?
No, but it was crazy for us. We were scared of that event, and I'll tell you, we were scared of that event because one, we've gone from a 1,200 people venue to a 3,600
and that was March,
capacity.
innit? March to April.
Yeah, but then now we're doing
same
December.
year. It was same year.
But this time we were doing December, and that's the year, everyone started going Ghana. So for us,
it was December 19th,
everyone,
year of return.
bro, so literally for us, we're fighting. So at the time is New Year's.
Yeah.
New Year's, everyone's in Ghana. So you're thinking, fuck. And we managed to sell out the show, but it was fucking scary because it was literally like, when you think of, because remember, it's a similar audience. Right. You're like, I don't think anyone's here. And the show was sold out, and it was like, wow.
No, you guys.
You know what?
Going back to what you said,
a wise man once said to me, and he's sitting in his room, there's 8 million people in London, all I need is 300.
Yeah. And all we needed was 3,600.
My guy there, Taze.
No, I'm saying, all we needed was 3,600.
When it comes to events, I look at it the moment he said that to me, I look at things differently. So that, for example, year of the return, cool. All we need is 3,000 people, bro. That's all we need, bro.
See, the sky is big enough.
For everybody to fly.
Exactly.
For everyone
and
to
with
fly.
all the bums on seats, you know what I mean? That event there, bums on seats.
Two things, yeah. I do events as well. That's why. So that's why when he said that, I was like, bro, like, there's times where I've done events and on like a bank holiday, for example, and I have like mentors that I look up to. They're doing events as well. One of them had 30 events on Halloween.
God damn.
All of them sold out. And me, I'm complaining about one. I said, come on, man. You do an event. Everyone do an event. People will come out. You know what I'm saying? And the second thing, the reason why that show was so like monumental for us, is because there was a Facebook representative there that came to that show, Shepherd's Bush. The next day, we were all verified.
I remember.
Oh, yeah. That's how wavy that show was. The next day, they said, here's the blue tick. I woke up, I was like, obviously, but you're part of the show.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. It was mad. That show
was sick, man. It was sick.
All I'm saying is every blue tick man's got, but our man's been involved in that show.
Yeah, you're doing what you're doing for the brands. What do you want? Do you want me to pay for your Afro Nation ticket? What do you want?
That's some good water there.
Listen, Zizi Mills was at Afro Nation in Portugal. She was in Ghana too.
Yeah. She's having a good time.
She was having an amazing time with her friends, family.
I love Zizi, man.
She was like, she was loving it.
She's been to Smade Lounge. Yo, I haven't been to Smade Lounge, so.
No.
See, I actually know it's funny.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Shout out to
I drive
Zizi.
past it. I drive past
No,
Smade
it's not
literally all
about
the time.
driving
That's
past.
what I'm saying. I need to go.
Look, I've driven past everywhere in London.
No, that's why I say no. That's what I'm letting you know. I know where it is. I need to come.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's just
It's
here.
just down the road.
Do you know what's mad?
It's right next to the Shell
petrol station.
right next to it.
It's right near the
1 mile.
Tesco. Right next to
Oh,
the
that's
Tesco.
top
The
of
thing
it.
is, but Tazer will never go that way because Taser's got no reason to go that way.
Yeah,
I'm
So
not
for
from
me, because it's on my way
yeah.
home. That's where I discovered it.
No, you see me, I'm pulling up because I see it all the time on Shubs, but I promise you, and this is
had
going
no
to
idea
sound
where
so
it
mad. No, it's going to sound so mad. I thought someone was trying to copy using your
Smade
brand
and use the brand,
and just
yeah.
called it Smade. I didn't know it was his. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that I know,
It's ours.
It's ours. Okay, cool.
It's
The
ours.
communities, come
We own
on.
that shit.
But for me, bro, it's little things like.
It's local for me anyway, so
But it's building a brand like that. When I say these things seem trivial to most people because it's like, oh, you put together an event. Oh, you put together, you know what I mean, a restaurant and this, a lounge. When I was like, people do not understand what goes into that. Like I said, with me working on, restaurant opening. Oh, Brent, that's a hazard, Brent. You know what I mean?
Just leave it here.
You're killing us. So it's like, it's one of those things where most people do not understand, you know what I mean, the level of, you know what I mean, organization that needs to go into. Bro, when I say for me, like, bro, my hair is falling out. From when I say the stress that comes from all of these things where, bro, we were supposed to open July of last year. You know what I mean? I am now in January, February of this year, and we're not open yet. You know what I mean? We're not opening for another couple of months. But in your mind, like, people don't take these little things in where you're like, it's easy. You're gonna do this. Then you get to the time and you're like, oh no, it's not easy. And you have bills to pay. You have that to pay. You have your staff to pay. You have this to pay. Whether you're open or not, you have staff to pay. Yep. Whether you're making money or you're not, you have staff to pay. At Afro Nation, at, you know what I mean, at the lounge, at this. But people don't take this in. All they see is you're making money. During the pandemic, when people were mad at you over X, Y, Z, you're like, but what, you know what I mean? All of these people that work here have to get paid. Where do they get paid from? You know what I mean? Heaven? But people don't see that side of the business.
Process. That's it.
The process. And
they don't see the process. They don't see the build-up. They don't see what's behind the scenes.
And I feel like if more people understood the process, life would be so much easier if they understood, you know what I mean, what goes into sometimes not even making money, just surviving.
No, but
you're like, so much goes into just surviving. You're like, during the pandemic, we were all surviving. Nobody was thriving during the pandemic. It's survival. I'm trying to get from A, and remember, we didn't even know where B was.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know where B is.
I hear what you're saying, but that's never going to happen in life because unfortunately, people never got to understand the process. For example,
but the thing is,
if you go A&E, for example,
but different cultures do.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about in general. For example, if you go into an A&E, there's a process.
Yeah.
So you go to a desk, you write your name down, process.
Yeah.
A nurse or someone will see you initially to see how bad you are. Then you get like a different color receipt or whatever to show that red, green, whatever. But if you've got a pain and you've got a problem, you're like, why have I been waiting for so long? No one's seen me. Like, but there's a process, but you don't understand it. But if you work there, you know the process, and you're like, what's wrong with this person? Why didn't they understand the process? In life, you never got to understand the process. Same with events. If something happens at an event at Faded Taze, people are going to blame you. Not, and it might be a security guard that's done something wrong that's got nothing to do with your brand. It might be someone, something happens at the venue, but everyone's going to look at you because they don't understand the process. Whereas another promoter or someone who does events will be like, I know what's happening.
I know what's happening.
It's nothing to do with him. what I'm saying? So I feel like in life in general, we're never really going to totally understand stuff because we're not involved in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a joke, right?
That's why I said earlier that we all have a part to play.
To teach.
Yeah. And that part to play is to teach. If you don't teach, they'll never know.
People will never understand.
Because you guys have the voice, you have the power, that's your gift. Yeah. So if you guys have a gift, how are you using it to change perception?
Yeah. Goes a long way.
Are you teaching? Are you passing on messages other than just talking?
Just
so let's remind ourselves that we are responsible and we are in a position where we have we're gonna have to. We have power and gift, and we are all going to deliver by what we do. Yeah. Do you understand? So it's understanding the position we are in, basically.
There's a joke when you mentioned the NHS. Like I had all of a sudden I had an inflamed kind of backside. Now,
wait, whoa.
Backside. No, not that's like my bum cheek, bro. Easy. So I couldn't walk, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the hospital now. So the missus took me there. I was dead. That was when I saw the NHS was like really struggling.
You sure it wasn't your lower back?
Bro, it wasn't my lower back. It wasn't my lower back. So we were there, and all of a sudden they said, okay, you have to go and see a nurse. So they pull me up now. I'm struggling to go and see this nurse.
You couldn't go to the gym.
I couldn't go anywhere. And the nurse that I sat down and she started speaking to me. So where exactly is the pain going? You're the Shopsy Dube with Smade's friends, right? The Afrobeats guy. I said no.
Who said that to you?
The nurse, bro.
And I'm coming in, my bum's hurting. She think it's
was that Queen, yeah?
It was a Queen's hospital. I said,
I got almost all the words in there.
I was like, Jesus Christ, not now, man.
I had all my 4 kids in Queens. So I'm well known in Queens.
The woman was like, yeah, you're Smade's friend, Afrobeats, yeah? I said, yes.
That is it's a very humbling experience, you know.
Bruh.
Very humbling because all you can do is register the pain.
You just want help. So even when she was saying that, my response back to her was thinking, thank God someone's going to pass me to the doctor now. I beg you, please.
Do me
but
a
she
favor.
still said I was going to stay for 5 hours.
Yeah, you just got to affirm it. I know you, but I can't. But you know what you said? But something that you said that was really cool when you were talking about, you know what I mean, kind of teaching and educating people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of people don't know. And, you know, it was funny because I'll never forget, this is a couple months ago. It might have been last year sometime. Someone sent me a comment, a tweet. It was about the podcast from someone that was moaning. They're like, oh yeah, Keith's always complaining about this and this and this, like somebody made him do it, essentially. And I think I was complaining about the restaurant, or it might have been my outgoings for something. And somebody was like, oh, you're always complaining about this, this, and this. But for me at the time, it didn't register. But at the time, I was thinking to myself, but it's real life. In terms of, when you think of this and this, everyone, when I was living life, doing whatever, enjoying, and no one sees the other side of things, the first thing people say, people,
show the good bits.
You don't only show the good bits and this and this, but the minute you show people the real aspects, it's like, oh, you're always moaning about this and this. It's like, this shit is tough. It's rough. When you think, when you're getting into business and this, nobody tells you that you're gonna lose your money. You know what I mean? Working on the studio, I'll never forget. I had 2 businesses. Those are both gone. All the money from it gone. One business, studio paid this, and this. Like when I say lost all my money, didn't even get the keys.
Damn.
Didn't even get it's a booming studio right now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, Brent. Studio's booming right now. But at the time, things have happened. It's whatever. But like I'm said, no one prepares you for that happening. It's literally money's gone.
It's not easy working with people. That's one thing I've learned. No matter what industry it is, when you have to work with people and it's based on you providing the service, it's hard. But it's very rewarding. I remember when we sold out Coronet. I don't know if you remember Coronet.
In Elephant and Castle.
Yeah, I remember we sold it out for Faded's 3rd anniversary, and I stood on the stage and I looked into the crowd. I just saw a sea of faces, and the event was so busy that I don't know if this has ever happened to you, where you have to pay the venue on the night to open the other room. Because we only paid for we only paid for the one room, but there was 800 people in the queue and there was already 1,000 people inside. And they're like, we got to open the second room. We had to pay the higher fee there and then to open the second room. One tear dropped under my eye, I can't lie. One tear when I stood on the stage. Because I was like, this is mad. That? So my 3rd anniversary would have been 2015 before they closed down.
That's a long time.
Yeah, 2015. sold out Coronet, and it was off the back of doing ministry first year.
That's crazy.
We had the opportunity to do ministry, and I know that hip hop, you don't really hear hip hop music in ministry since the incident back to '95. So when I got the opportunity, I was like, and it was on a Tuesday.
I was there that day as well.
See, it was on a Tuesday. I was like, do you know what? I'll take it, and we sold it out. No, we did sold out one room, 1,300, the 2 main rooms. And then when we did Carnival that year, we sold out all 4 rooms.
Damn.
So we're like, no, you know, we need to go bigger.
You've been caking it for a long time.
Tickets were £5. Tickets were £5, man. Tickets were £5. Tickets were £5. It was small.
That's mad.
To the point where we said, we got to do something bigger than ministry. And at the time, everyone was like, what do you mean bigger than ministry? Because no one thought of a venue that was bigger than ministry. We're doing our research, found Coronet. It was easy going. Just Charlie Chaplin's venue. Sold that out. Obviously, they're moving
Charlie
on.
Chaplin's venue.
They performed there, innit? Done all his shows there.
He had like a...
it's got a big thing as well.
Big
a poster out there as well.
Serious?
I was there
like a statue.
Yeah. When I was there on the night of P Square show, I think that was when they eventually shut it down. Because we were walking towards the venue and someone just said at the beginning that, someone's got a gun.
I contested
everybody started running.
In Coronet.
Mr. Nigeria, you know. UK.
That was in 2005, 2006. You know, it was Black Nights then. And, you know, that area, I went to uni around UAL. So I studied marketing there. So I was always around Coronet, Elephant and Castle, giving out flyers because there's a lot of buses that come from there.
51. That's the Nigerian Airways.
We had...
51. Nigerian Airways. Straight.
All the
I remember
buses
Nigerian
going
Airways
to different parts of London come through Elephant Castle. So we had a camp there.
All the Africans, I must see them here.
Brother, they used to...
It's from Elephant Castle.
Listen, my new business now is near all the embassies, bro. My new business now is a walk away from the Zimbabwean embassy, South African embassy, and the Nigeria. When I was like, when I'm ready for them to spend money, the Nigerian embassy, bro, I was like, it's over there. You know what I mean? We're setting up a stall outside the Nigerian embassy. When is the last time you're going over there?
Now, the Nigerian embassy, when you go into the Nigerian embassy, you're actually in Nigeria.
Brother,
I swear to you, when you walk in there, like, you know, there's certain places you go to and like you're still in the UK. The moment you walk in those doors,
you don't even have to go. I'll plug you.
My dad had a plug as well, but I need that plug still.
That's mad.
It annoyed me that people always have plugs, man.
I'll give you the
just cut the queue and that.
Amen. Amen. Still.
And you know what I love about
because you know it's sorry to cut you because I remember one time when I think my passport ran out. So and we had to go to Nigeria December. So this was like maybe like December the 3rd or something, So my dad's like, oh, your passport's run out. He go, nah. He said, call your brother. So I called my brother. My dad called someone in the embassy. I literally drove there.
Yeah, dropped it.
He's gone, go upstairs. Your brother's done now, you go in. I've gone in, I've walked up the stairs, I've gone into, there's a waiting room, you see. I've just done a left. The woman said, I'll just sit down. Took a picture. You can go now. Just walk back out. Yeah. There's people that've been queuing there since what time?
It's always good to have a plug.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Bro, you got to. Bro, you have to. Because you'll be waiting forever. Yeah. But
I thank God for my plug.
Amen.
Last year, when I lost my mom, it was on a Saturday. And, you know, due to museum rights, they bury her almost like 24 hours. Less than 24 hours, she has to be buried, basically. And it was on a Saturday. I didn't have my passport. I was applying for think Schengen or something. So I didn't have my passport on me. And I had to travel to Nigeria. So thank God, shout out to my plug, man. Honestly. I had the...
God did?
God did. You know, I could literally put my mom to rest. You know what that felt like? If I didn't go, I would have hated myself a lot.
Yeah, because it would have been stressed.
So how that happened, it was a miracle. I just called this guy and I'm like, yo, this just happened. And the guy said, everyone was shocked. Everyone in my house was shocked that, did you actually, even my dad did not believe I was going to travel down. Because everyone was like, it's not possible. Yeah. But this plug just said to me, just head to the airport. Honestly. And by the time I got to the airport, I had a TC waiting for me there. So it's good to have plugs. I got the VIP plugs for you if you want.
And
if you want a Nigerian passport,
Listen. I feel like
that's a benefit of the
I've spent enough time with you lot to earn myself a passport. Yes.
To be fair, you're Nigerian by default still.
Yes, I earned it.
Yeah, I'm giving it to you. If these guys don't give it to you.
See, all I'm saying is,
no, so you
might need to do better,
bro. You
might need to do better. You know what I mean? Yes. I'm 10 years in this is Smay came to
Come on.
Nigerian embassy, they're gonna humble you, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna humble you. Get there, you first of all queue from 7 a.m. Then when you get in after the long queue, they'll tell you the form you filled.
It's wrong.
Then go and pay.
And they gave you that form.
Do you know the feeling
What's it like when you make me feel it?
Why is the computer still like Windows 95? Like, what's going on, bruv? Why is this still with the brother?
Tazer's killing us.
No,
right
well,
now.
because I think I had to go pick up my mum's passport. I said, Mum, allow me, please. So you have to be there by 10.
You still got to go post office and get a postage stamp. Or
Yeah,
no,
they'll still send you.
what's it called? Postal order.
Send you somewhere.
No, what's the thing called?
Yeah, postal order. So you've paid for.
You pay.
You've
and
paid
then
for
you come
the
back.
yeah.
Yes.
It's like, come on,
You
man.
have to leave the embassy,
to
go
go
across
to the
the road,
postal,
go and get some postal stuff, get some. It's mad.
And you start the queue again.
Yes.
With that being said, you know what the embassy, I mean, I feel like, Home Office over here. So when you're getting your passport, I always say to people, over here, it's not that much better, Because when I was trying, so I needed to travel. So this is during, I think it was last year or early last year. We were going to travel to Peru with the team because we were going to complete our menu in Peru. But my passport was running out. So I needed a new passport, essentially. So, I've gone on the,
Emergency.
not even just emergency, not even, because there's the emergency and then there's the fast track. So I've gone to book, no appointments. When I say you would then be on a queue online, so not even a real life queue, you're in a queue online to, to apply for your passport. Cool. The things come on I'm in the gym. And it's literally like I've had to run home, take pictures and passport. And the beauty of it is my passport photo now that I have actually took on my phone. Took on my phone. So literally they let you take it on your phone. You stand by a wall and you do it literally online.
Wow.
Took a picture from my passport, send it over. And then when I got to the passport office, so because I've done it beforehand, I was only in the queue for about 2 hours. When I got there was
But
that's the section. And I only say only because there was the other section of people that were doing everything that day. Their queue was different. You know what I mean? So bear in mind, I'm there 2 hours. Their queue is different because they ain't even done nothing. So, and I'm like, that's probably the first bit of the situation. So they're going to go through everything and then maybe get your passport soon. For me, 2 hours and the passport. My thing is, my passport's there, so it took an hour and a half to get to the desk to get the passport.
But with the passport thing, you can just do it online as well. Like you don't just got to pay extra money. Like,
But you have to go. But when you pick it up, I didn't see what you just described. But see what you described is what I did. I paid the extra. Gone over there and I've had to be in the queue moment to pick it up.
Wait, what passport are you collecting, by the way?
Jesus.
The black one.
The blue
black
one.
or blue one.
British one.
Yeah.
Is it, what's in Victoria?
Yeah,
The passport office.
Oh, okay, cool.
The British one.
Do you know what the maddest thing is? Yeah, let me tell you a quick story and then we're going to round up. Well, before you round up, I must have come. I went Malia or like Napa with my brethren. I've come back now. You know, like when you come up on holiday, you don't care about your passport. Like
you misplace it.
Whatever. So I'm like, we've booked Malia now or whatever. I'm like, man, I can't find my passport.
While you were there.
No. I like back in this is like a year later, like maybe because we went like the summer before, so the next summer now every man's like, let's go Mali or Napa, I can't remember. I'm like, man, I can't find my passport, Anyway, I'm looking, and like when you're looking, you look in the same place twice, under the couch, in the fridge, under the pot. I'm looking everywhere, bro. Yeah, I can't find this passport.
Sweating.
I'm sweating now. The holiday's getting close. These days, the money weren't really money in either. So I'm looking at the passport thing and it's like, you can get a fast track. I think it's like maybe 170 or something like something like that. Anyway, cut a long story short, I've got the fast track, got the passport just in time. Do you know what my passport was? The year before, when we went on holiday, when like you're doing like your thing and your brethren, everyone takes their passport. If Tazer ahead of me and they say, can I have your passports, please? Tazer takes all 3 of our passports give it to the desk.
Yeah.
The woman will give it back to Tazer.
Yeah.
Taser's held my passport and not giving it back.
So your boys got your passport?
He's got my passport. After I got a passport, the day before he travelled, he's gone, oh, you never guess what? I don't see your passport. But I wanted to drive my car through his house. But I just spent $170 on a new passport. You've had my passport all this time. Daniel, I'll never forgive you for that one, bro. I'll say your name, bro.
But no,
I'll never forgive you for that one, bro.
It happens. You know what I mean? It happens. I'll never.
It's called a passport for a reason.
Yeah.
You're responsible for it.
Well, yeah.
Never give your passport.
We need to all keep our passports where our mums keep it.
I check it every week now, bro.
Check it every day.
Because, bro, you can travel anytime.
But we need to keep our passports where our mums keep our things under the mattress. Put it under the mattress. Come home. If you put it under the mattress where your birth certificate is, it's always
never
there.
let go of your passport.
No, that's the first and last time. But my passport, every time I come home, I put it in the same place. As in, like, as soon as I come back from holiday,
I bought a case for mine.
Yeah.
In my old house, I used to
pouch for mine too.
No, in my old house, I used to put it in my safe. But now, in my new house, it's crazy because I found my passport the day I was going to order a new one.
Damn.
And it was in one rucksack. It's because when I moved house or whatever, and you know when it just came into my mind where I was like, I think, because I was about to order a new one, and I was like, let me double check, and then I found it in literally a rucksack that I had in a cupboard, and I was like, oh my god, I was about to order a new one. Then I travelled, and expiry date came.
Do you know what's mad? We thank God because we keep our passports close because we travel so much.
Facts.
Back in the day, you didn't need your passport like that. Once a year, once every 4 or 3 years.
Anyway.
But we even had one. A lot of people didn't even have one.
Whereas now, like your passport is, brother, hella stamps on the pages.
Dubai himself. Come on.
This guy lives in Dubai now, man.
Treated like shortage, you know.
Seriously.
Inexpensive cars and everything.
He might have just landed today. I don't know.
I got my citizenship in this country, I think it's like 2005 or something like this. 2005, maybe 2006 at the latest, but I think it was 2005. But I didn't get my first UK passport till 2012. So literally, because you said you travel, I hadn't travelled.
Were you on your mum's passport?
We ain't travel.
Wait, was
Were you
I
on your mum's passport?
No, literally, my mum didn't live here. My mum lived in Australia.
Okay.
When I came over here, so I travelled to this country with my Zimbabwean passport. I moved here when I was 14, 2004. So
Are you from Zim?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, from Zim.
It's a Zim family member.
So yeah, moved here, 2004, got citizenship because my dad was here from before. So I literally, I got my citizenship as a dependent of my dad almost straight away, essentially. But because I didn't travel nowhere,
You
didn't think to get a
passport. So I didn't get my first passport till 2012. Wow. So think about it. That's from 2005. That's nearly, 8 years?
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 years, or whatever it was. Then I got my passport. Because I didn't travel, you know what I mean? And even then, when I look at my passport, I didn't even start using it properly till a couple years after. I will never forget, we had a college trip. And this is when I knew, when you live in the UK, security is very low for you. So we had a college trip that we travelled on.
Coach.
And
they didn't check no one with passports.
Check nothing. Bro, when I say, and I had my Zim passport, no visa, no anything. We went from the UK to Spain and back, Barcelona. Back by coach. We went through France, whatever, Euros. Nobody checked my passport going that way.
Was your college white or black? Predominantly.
It was niggas, mostly. But there was, our teachers were white and so on and so on.
That's it, though.
But the whole time we travelled, bro, nobody checked my passport going that way. Nobody checked my passport going this way. And I was like, if I was Zimbabwe, you're coming from Zimbabwe now. But they checked it. Bro, but I sat there at the time because I was shook. Because I've got this passport. I've not got my UK passport. I'm a citizen, but I don't have my passport. So I'm going with the other passport or whatever, bro. I travelled that way, no drama. Travelled back, nobody stressed me. Like when I moved to Australia, before I lived in Australia for a year, got my British passport, no drama or whatever. When we got to the airport, my British passport, bro, going through was easy, as in nobody checked me. I was out of the airport in like 2 minutes. And Kenyans went into the different section. You know, bro, they took all them Kenyans. Bro, you know what I mean? That little side room.
But they treat us in Europe now like Africans. Like, British passports. No. Bro, this side, bro.
You know when I knew?
Yeah, we queue up now. Europe.
No, but the thing is, the UK still has power though. Like,
no. We need visas.
No. I'm saying, you might need visas, whatever. But generally speaking, you're still not being mistreated like that.
Yeah.
Like, the moment you have that part, even in Dubai, when I went to Dubai last time,
Well, yesterday.
Oh, here we go.
This guy's always in Dubai, man. And his Instagram
I've only been in
pictures.
Dubai twice in the
You're lying,
Oh, this
bro.
year. It's
Never.
Feb, you know. I said twice this year.
Yeah, he's been twice this year.
It's been twice this year
It's
already.
Feb. We're in February.
I'm saying
I said
it. You
twice
went
already.
straight from Ghana, right?
Yeah.
I knew it, man. I was like, this guy's in Ghana. All of a sudden, man's flashy again in Dubai.
I left the flash in the hotel. Dubai, yes.
Yeah, there was a video.
That's
on,
where the suitcase,
there was a
you know?
video on his Instagram page. I put a comment on that post like, yeah, it's cool. You're filming the bathroom and stuff. Who's filming, bro?
Tripod.
Tripod, bro.
Are you sure, man?
That tripod has,
Bro, you
tripod
defended
moves
it
around
real
too much.
quick, bro.
We'll never know. It's like when
I saw that
Kanye accepted his award. People were asking me what it would be like if I didn't win an award.
We'll never
Guess
know.
we'll never know.
Guess we never know.
Bro, you was talking about the power of the UK passport. You're right. So because my mom's been living in Australia for a very long time. So when I was young, I wanted to travel. So this is the times I had my Zim passport. So when I was applying for an Australian visa with my Zimbabwean passport, you know, one of the tests I was required to do,
No way.
HIV test.
If I say I hear it, what does that mean?
Really?
Huh?
What's that?
HIV.
Because you're from Southern Africa.
Yeah.
So, wow, I just clocked what you mean. Fuck. God damn. But cool, we'll get onto that. But the minute I got my UK passport, nobody checked nothing. I was like, so I can't have the same AIDS that you were worried about before.
No, but it's not the same thing, though.
What do you mean? I'm the same person.
No, you're not.
I could live in Coventry.
No, but oh, my God.
Wait. Hold on. Before this conversation goes any further, we've got to leave in like
It's
2
all right.
minutes.
We'll be all right.
No.
No.
We're not going to be all right. Brett wants to leave at 12, bro.
No.
All right, bro.
No.
Brett's going to give back.
It's cool. I do the numbers.
Because Brett gives me grief, not you, lot.
Yeah, I know.
When I give Brett the camera, Brett's just looking at me like, what?
Which is why I'm okay with it.
Do the numbers and then we'll wrap up.
All right, then, guys. So I've just got some numbers. You got to pick between.
So it's like quickfire questions, Samde.
Yeah.
It'll I think it's between 1 and 47, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many? 4?
It was 3.
Well, I don't know where the numbers have gone, bruv.
Oh.
Sorry, one sec.
Yeah, I think we'll do 3. And then we'll just wrap up. Obviously, the tickets are out now, innit? Afro Nation.
Always. We're flying already, bro.
What's the website?
AfroNation.com.
Okay, now just for the people listening, if you're interested in Afro
Miami.
Nation.
Boom.
Are you doing Miami?
Yeah, of course.
Miami, May.
AfroNationUS.com. So everything is.
Are you going?
Bro. We
host.
there. Listen.
That's the new face.
Listen.
Him and Eddie
Even
Cardi.
if I'm not
Oh, Eddie's
hosting,
going as well.
bro,
Oh,
even if we're not hosting, bro,
Eddie and
I already
Shopsy.
bought my ticket to Portugal. And we haven't even
No. You said Miami.
No, I'm just saying that
Oh.
even if I'm buying tickets already, I'm there.
What's the date for Miami?
26th of May to 28th.
Oh, bank holiday, innit?
It's facts.
I got R&B.
Choice.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico was crazy last year.
It's hosted by me and Chucky.
Chucky can host now.
Nah, the girls want to see me too, man.
I respect it. Sometimes you need to know you need to know what it is.
Yeah,
I
you know
need to
your
be there. I'm the main attraction. I wanted the main attraction. I need to be there. You know what I mean? But so just if it's just so any number between 1 and 47 is random.
Yep.
And then I'll ask you a question. You just got to answer it, and that's it. So
It's a quick fire.
yeah. No, it's not quick question. Just an answer. So
4.
Kobe or LeBron?
LeBron James.
Same? Or my
Oh
number?
yeah. Just, it's easy.
Do
That
I
one.
answer the same or my
Yeah,
number?
same
Is that-
question.
you don't want that one? I'll let you choose another one.
You could choose another
That's
one.
your number, not my number.
No,
Yeah.
because I want that connect for the Nigerian embassy. Let me not upset. Let me not upset. I don't know.
Okay, maybe our
King
answer
James.
is any answers
All
my number.
day,
All right, cool,
every
let's do
day.
it. So, Kobe for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Another
Kobe Bryant.
number. I'll let you choose a number this time.
Yeah, let me choose before you lose that
Yeah.
connect. 24 for me, brother.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or My Wife and Kids?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Serious?
Yeah. I grew up watching that, bro. Trust me. My Wife and Kids was until I got to the UK. What are you talking about, bro? I've been watching Fresh Prince since I was in Nigeria.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was tight for My Wife and Kids, man.
No.
That was really nice. I think I'll go with that one. I'll go with My Wife and Kids.
Because I used to, that's the old school, like, Kid and Play.
Yeah. Everybody was there.
I got a lot of inspiration from Fresh Prince.
Yeah, he did influence a lot of people still.
But which one was older, Fresh Prince or?
Fresh Prince was older.
Fresh Prince was the 90s.
I grew up watching that.
Yeah, My Wife and Kids was early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s. Wayans,
No, at that time, Yo was in the UK. I was still in Nigeria watching Fresh Prince.
No, I think we came here the same time.
I came here in 2004.
Same year.
Oh, yeah?
I came here in 2004.
But I was still I didn't have electricity.
You were not in the UK until 2007.
I did.
You were not in the UK. You couldn't go to KFC Club because immigration was outside.
Listen, I was still on the border. But now I'm in London.
I'm here now.
From LA, Lagos.
In the West Indian Adventures Line Goose.
I'll let you choose
Yes.
next one.
10.
Favorite superhero?
Thor.
Serious?
Bro, you can't listen. I still talk about him today, bro. He's the one. He's the one. He's got the power. He's got the he's got the tools, and even when he was weak,
Do you know what?
still came back.
Don't do that.
Well done. I thought he was going to say he's got the hammer. I was going to say, what
No,
is
the
it? Don't do that. I was going to say he's got the hammer.
Marvin, putting up doors up there with Hawkman. Bear in mind, I say Hawkeye. Is it Hawkman? You know Hawkman?
Oh, yeah, I've seen
No,
that
but
one.
so how do you feel about his development as a character? Because I feel like they've kind of softened him,
Yeah,
man.
I think
brother.
they've
saying.
definitely. Listen, they've changed everything. Now we're just hoping that they bring the hard man back. They're trying to add a story to it.
Yeah.
And by doing that, they're fleshing him out, look like a comedian sometimes, and trying to add some romance. We don't want that, man. Action, bro.
Yeah. All right, last one.
So to answer that, for me, I'll go for Superman.
Hey.
So, and that's because I like the fact that I can be me and I can also be Smade. So the fact that I can be at home with my family.
Come on.
Come on.
That's all they had in Nigeria.
I can be with my family and then there's a call for Smade and I go like,
With the costume on.
let's go. I said, let's go get this short. Put the shades on, put the hat on, and go, you know.
If you're African, back then you could only pick between Superman and Batman because we didn't have the other ones that you don't have. We only had those two, and mostly Superman.
All right, and this is the last one, then we're going to go wrap up. So I'll let you choose a number this.
What number?
I'll choose 38.
38. LV or Gucci?
That's a tough one. Yeah.
So that's a question for rich people, man.
You know?
I haven't got LV or Gucci on, so but my bag looks like Gucci, right?
But it's not.
But it's not. It's Daniel Duprier.
Facts.
So I'll go
Shout
for David Wedge, Daniel Duprier,
I got
and all the African
I got a
brands.
David Wedge suit as well.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
Let's put David Wedge on there.
What you need on that
Forget
list.
the Gucci, man. Leave
Forget that.
Gucci. Leave
Leave
Gucci
Gucci
now.
alone, man.
Gucci will put you into trouble. But yeah.
All right, then, man. Love
coming through.
Love her coming through.
Listen, man. I'll stick to what you said. We're sticking with the African brands.
With the African brands. Yes, please.
So
Thank
we
you very
need
much.
new names on
We
there,
need
brothers.
new names on there. Swap it, please.
Amen. All right, man. We appreciate you coming through. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, and that was another great interview, and very insightful. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, shout out your little brother as well. That's my guy as well.
Babs.
Always
looking up.
He was outside your party. You couldn't get in.
He told me.
He was calling me. I'm like,
he told me, but he said he didn't have his ID.
He didn't have his ID. I said, there's nothing Marv's going to be able to do.
But I wasn't there at the time. I was.
That's
Airbnb.
someone I'm very proud of, by the way.
Yeah.
In 3 years of stepping into the UK, he's managed to come up with his own ideas and transform the game.
You can see that. You can see like his mindset. You can see that's why I like him as well. And he's very humble.
He's
very cool. And I like his swag as well. Like he's got the hat, the beret hat. Beret, he's very. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out Bubba, man. I like Bubba, man.
Thanks.
But yeah, Afro Nation, go get your tickets. AfroNation.com. Obviously, use the hashtag free shots to Tequila. And yeah, thank you for coming through, man. This was a very good episode.
Appreciate it. And make sure you check the energygod.com.
Yes.
I was going to say, where can people get the drink? Yeah.
For us, by us, energygod.com. And that's the God is spelled GAWD. So it's energygawd.com.
Okay.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you guys for having me on your hot
Appreciate it, man.
Love to hear it.
All love.
Thank you, brothers.
Make sure you visit Smade Lounge. And you come to Afro Nation, Miami, Portugal, Ghana, everywhere we go.
Bro, you need to come Miami, bro.